Welcome back to Hawkwind Data, where I draw upon decades of experience and expertise as a leader and a builder in data to give you pragmatic, actionable recommendations for how to use AI, analytics, machine learning to improve your business operation. It takes so much energy, human and financial capital, to build your service, to bring it to market, to recruit customers and then service those customers. How painful when customers leave. And this is churn. The question isn't whether your company has churn, it's what the churn rate is. What's the rate of energy loss? It's very similar to the energy loss within your house, right? If you're heating your house, you're paying to heat your house, using energy to heat your house. What's the rate of decay of that energy? And that's churn. How you measure churn is of critical importance, as this is what enables you to gauge the rate of energy loss and also to take action to try to reduce the rate of energy loss. The cohort measurement framework is the most rational framework for churn. The cohort or lifecycle cohort is simply a collection of the users or customers who first interacted with your business or platform at around the same time. And by virtue of being life cycle based, first of all, these customers share certain similarities and experience certain attributes. For example, the state of the product or the market environment or campaigns, right? A lot of this will be shared among a cohort. And also by being life cycle based, it allows us to compare apples to apples. We can compare cohorts over time to understand the rate of decay and the rate of engagement. The cohort measurement framework is very simple, doesn't require any complicated machine learning. So it's really something that any team can put into place. As long as you have the most basic data attributes from your platform, you can group customers by start date. And this is really the backbone of all churn analysis. Let's talk for a moment about retention marketing and how this factors into churn or churn strategy. Retention marketing is when we try to keep a customer or user who we expect is going to churn out or we predict is going to churn out. And this is where people's minds often go when they start thinking about churn. Oh, how do we keep our customers? How do we keep our users? This sometimes makes a lot of sense, and in some environments more than others. Like, for example, in B2B SaaS companies, there might be more levers if you have solutions architects or customer success to go work with customers who are not using the product or service enough. That might be beneficial. But by and large, customer retention is about trying to give some value away to customers who are not getting value out of the product in the first place. And we need to think twice about this, because what we actually want to do is pivot our entire engine towards the customers who are benefiting, who are natural fits. And if we do churn measurement and we analyze churn appropriately, we'll be able to find those pockets where churn is low, and we might consider pivoting in those directions, pivoting our acquisition strategy, our product strategy. So churn should be a central engine for business strategy. Retention is more a fringe activity to try to increase cash flow and maintain customers who are naturally dissatisfied or have become dissatisfied. Also, if we have value to give away to customers, we might consider giving that value not to the customers who are likely to churn out, but to the ones who are already heavily engaged. Right? It's always a question as to where we want to spend our resources, at the churn side of the spectrum or the high LTV side of the spectrum. Finally, a lot of the predictive models that predict customer level churn are predicting churn after the fact. So even after the customer's already churned or after the customer has at least decided to churn. This is the way that these models are built. It's very challenging to predict churn if the customer is continuously and regularly engaged and utilizing the platform. So we'll only predict churn in most cases once the activity level has declined. And then we're looking at a situation where churn has already begun to occur or has occurred in full. So really overall, we want to focus on churn measurement. This is maybe the single most important piece of business intelligence and the single most important set of metrics to track for any business. And we can use this intelligence to pivot our acquisition strategy, our sales strategy, and of course, over time, our product and our service itself should focus on the areas where churn is lowest.